You're about to learn 5 essential hip openers that are not only so good for helping to open up the hips, they are so good for helping to open up and release pressure in the lower back and in the sacrum and really in the entire back as well. They're some of the most unique aspects that make Thai massage just so effective for an entire whole body treatment. And these are also the kinds of things that I teach in Transformational Thai Massage, and that is my certification, coaching, and mentoring program for anyone looking to take this knowledge to the next level. So there's a link right down below here if you want to check it out. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. All right, let's check it out.
So I'm going to show you a few of my favorite ways to help open up the hips in our clients. And you know, hip openers are so important to help relieve tension and pain in the lower back, to help relieve tension and pain even in the neck and the shoulders, which are a lot of the common reasons that people often come for massages. But people don't often think of their hips when they think of needing massages. And yet when we do a lot of good things for the hips, it's amazing how it helps not only the hips, but really the whole body. And so the first thing that we can do is place the leg on your lap and give the leg a nice shake. This is going to be helping you to determine their mobility, how well they open up internally and externally with their hip. It is also a really nice warm-up for them. Now in my partner's case, you can see she really doesn't have any restrictions of movement in either direction. So I'll be able to move her hips and her legs and her body quite easily in any of the positions that I want to bring her in. But if you feel some resistance here, you know, that's just a good reminder and a good invitation to take it really slow. The next move is called the helicopter. And so you're going to place a forearm under the knee and a hand under the heel to help hold up that leg at 90 degrees and then make circles. And so it's this hand that's under the knee that helps to really guide the circle, and my hand that's under the heel will support and help complete the circle. And if there's anywhere along that rotation where it feels tight, well then you're gonna pause and to help open it up in those directions, in those spots. And so if you are working with someone with a lot of tight hip issues, your whole massage could be just doing the helicopter like I'm doing right now, to keep finding those places, rock your way in and out of them, and then sink in and pause, and then go to having fuller circles again, and then continue that. You can go in both directions. And then the next move, if you're able to do it with your partner, I call it really just like a helicopter variation, that as I finish the helicopter, I'm going to place her foot right here on my hip. So I feel that bone on my hip and her foot is right there. So I literally feel like if I were to let go, I'm in total control still. It's like I almost have like a third hand. Sometimes you need to move your body a little bit higher or lower up the leg so that you feel like you have that hooked in feeling, that you feel like even if you don't use your hands, you can create that opening. And so as you can tell, just rocking my body back and forth is creating a really nice hip opener here. Now again, for someone as open as she is, you can see her knee is all the way up here. If it was someone tighter, you would just simply move your way down a little bit and do it that way. But I really discovered this technique working with people with tight hips, not super open hips. So I can tell you that it works incredibly well for people with lower back issues and tight hips that need that opening and that need that support. From here, after I do that rocking motion, I'm just letting my fist sink in to that bent leg, to the thigh of that bent leg. I'm literally looking, my body is facing the other leg, and my fist just sinks in. And so it's really effortless. You can literally have a conversation and just let that fist and my rocking motion create that nice hip opener. Now when you have the more open person, it's not like you're not doing a world of good. You certainly are. And if you want to take it any deeper than this, then you can also add pressing on both legs back and forth. So we're really engaging the muscles on either side, and it's all one unit. So it really helps to make a nice big hip opener. Then eventually I can pause and let one hand on one leg press first, and then the other one, and then pause and hold it. And from here, the next move is called the tree. So I'm just going to hold her leg, get out of the way, and then slide her foot so that it makes a triangular shape. Again, she's pretty open. Her knee is basically right here touching the ground. For someone who, as you put the foot in, if the knee seems much more elevated, then you would take in a blanket or a pillow, whatever you need to help support. And you can do a few gentle presses first and ask them if they want a pillow. Okay, so I'll keep the pillow in for now. I'm going to elevate. This position in my body is called warrior. And then letting this hand, first I'm going to let it press in on the inside of the knee, and as I press here it becomes a chain reaction that goes all the way down into those deep muscles of the hip flexors. And then I can press up and down that inner thigh. And at the top of her thigh there is this bunch of muscles, so not going to where her groin is, but more on the outside. I can place my palm here and press here, and it's just such a sweet, juicy hip opener. So you can go back and forth. And again, for a more open person, if you want to go back and forth between the two sides, you can do that as well. From here, let's point the knee up to the ceiling. I'm just going to gently move the leg back and forth to help get the blood flow at the hip. So we did a lot of things to help the hip open in one direction. Now we can get the hip moving in this direction, going forward. And so again, it's like I have like a third hand. I'm placing her foot in my hip crease right over here, and I've come close enough so that I feel like if I were to let go, her foot will stay here. And the first direction that I like to do, the first way I like to do this, I just hold her leg and rock forward, rocking forward and back, and you can see her hip keeps opening up, and I can keep bringing my warrior more and more forward as a result. Then if it's available, and it generally is, you can let at least one fist or palm on the back of the thigh as you press. Place a hand even on the other leg, and again you can go, I call this going across the band, so you're engaging all of the musculature of that whole hip girdle and that whole area of the body. So again, you can see when someone's so open, the knee is going this far forward. You can do this on just about anyone. A less open person, it just means that the leg will be more elevated. And so now we've taken the hip in this direction, in this open direction. We've taken it in this direction, and now we want to take it in this direction as well and work in this way. So we can place a pillow or a blanket there and just let the leg rest on the blanket, and then from here I can press on the outside of the leg, and I can make circles right there at the hip. So here's where her bone is, top of her femur, greater trochanter, and I want to make my circles all around it. Wherever it feels like I have some soft tissue where I can sink in. Rock in with your whole body as you press. And then if it's available to you, and you can do this, maybe we'll do this a real easy way. I'm just going to take a pillow, have a seat right here, so easy, and then let my side of my elbow get in there as well. So nice circles. And you can see my other fingers and my other hand are hooked in there so that literally my other hand can help. As I rock in here, this hand is pushing into this hand and I can sink in. So anywhere where it feels like there's soft tissue on the glutes, sits bone area, top of the thigh, it's all going to be good. And then to finish it up, you can feel the results of all the good work you've done, because we're going to bring the leg back and do another round of helicopter. In both directions. And if there are any tighter areas, you can pause, press, and hold. If you want to go back to the helicopter variation even for a couple presses, you can do that as well. But since we're finishing it up, I would advise lighter presses here. We're just kind of going back over our work to offer in a little compassion and kindness and love, and just giving them a sense of knowing all the good progress that we just made. And then when we're done, bring the leg back down. You can even go back to that very first thing that we did, just rolling the leg back and forth, and some nice, good sweeps. I can promise you, when you do that on both legs, again, it's a chain reaction. It's these areas, the hips of the body, they get so tight and stuck. It almost feels like so cold because of the restriction of movement. And when you open that up there, it's like lifting like a dam of energy, and you feel like this amazing movement and fluid energy and just relaxation that happens. It's almost like a chain reaction all the way up the back, to the shoulders, to the neck, to the head, and also down to the feet. Essential part of giving an amazing Thai massage.
I feel like this part of my body is like this big, and this part of my body is like all the way up here.
I know. That poor other side. Well, let's do a little more.
I feel like it would look like this right now.
Massaging and opening up the hips excites me like almost no other part of the body, because of all of the tension, all of the fascia buildup, all of the use that just accumulates from years and years of activities here. You know, we tighten up there, and then it has such a chain reaction in our lower back, in our legs, even in our shoulders, in our neck, which of course I've already talked about in this video. And so I just encourage you to really try these out on a partner and actually exchange and see what an amazing and instant difference it makes for you and for them as well. And then, like I said, to keep on learning and take the knowledge and take the discussion even further, then I hope you will consider and sign up for Transformational Thai Massage, the certification, mentoring, and coaching program, because there are just so many more things that I'd love to show you about not only hip openers, but all these ways to help provide release and relief for the whole body, and help you to build businesses even in Thai massage, and just be as successful as you want to be in whatever direction you want to take it. So again, there's a link right here that you can click on down below to find out all about this program. And if you have any specific questions about anything that I'm sharing with you here, then post your comments down below as well, and I'm here to help answer them. And I just want to wish you some amazing hip openers, some amazing massages, and we'll talk to you real soon.